We're diving deep into the world of Iron Mike Tyson's most brutal training camps. From grueling routines to intense mental preparation, Mike Tyson's camps were the stuff of legend. If you've ever wondered what it took to become one of the most feared fighters in boxing history, you're about to find out. Stick around and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more boxing content. Mike Tyson's journey to becoming the youngest heavyweight champion of the world started under the guidance of the legendary trainer, Cus D'Amato. At just 13 years old, Tyson was put through intense and unrelenting training routines at Cus's gym in Catskill, New York. This was where his famous style was developed, designed to make Tyson an unstoppable force in the ring. Cus focused on drilling fundamentals into Tyson, constant head movement, fast and powerful combinations, and footwork that would put him in perfect position to unleash his devastating punches. Tyson trained 6 days a week, waking up at 4 a.m. to run 5 miles before doing hours of shadowboxing, sparring, and conditioning drills. His dedication, even at a young age, was legendary. Tyson's early training under Cus laid the foundation for his eventual domination of the heavyweight division, but it was only the beginning of his intense, almost military-style camps. Fast forward to 1986. Mike Tyson was training for the fight that would crown him the youngest heavyweight champion ever, against Trevor Berbick. At this point, Tyson's camps were nothing short of brutal. Under the guidance of trainer Kevin Rooney, Tyson's regimen was about one thing. Tyson would train for 50 to 60 hours a week. His days would start at 5 a.m. with a 5-mile run. After breakfast, it was straight to the gym for 10 rounds of sparring, followed by shadowboxing, bag work, and mitt drills. In the evenings, he would study fight footage with Rooney, mentally preparing to dismantle his opponents. Rooney pushed Tyson to train like a machine, emphasizing stamina, speed, and most importantly, power. Tyson's power was what separated him from everyone else in the division. His left hook and uppercut were devastating weapons, perfected over endless hours of repetition. What made Tyson's training even more brutal was the intensity. There was no room for error, no days off. This fight camp culminated in one of the most famous knockouts in boxing history, Tyson's second-round destruction of Berbick. By the time Tyson faced Michael Spinks in 1988, he was at the peak of his physical and mental conditioning. Spinks was considered a legitimate threat, but Tyson's preparation for this fight was on another level. His camp was described as a prison-like environment with an extreme focus on both physical and psychological dominance. Tyson's day would begin with his 5 a.m. run as usual, but during this camp, the focus on mental toughness was turned up. Tyson and his team isolated themselves completely, avoiding any distractions. He was sparring 12 rounds a day, often with fresh sparring partners coming in every few rounds to push him to the limit. Tyson trained like a man possessed, determined to destroy Spinks in the ring. This camp produced perhaps the most terrifying version of Tyson ever seen. On fight night, it took just 91 seconds for him to dismantle Spinks, solidifying his legacy as the baddest man on the planet. Even in the later stages of his career, Tyson's training camps remained grueling. While not as sharp as he was in his prime, Tyson continued to push his body through punishing routines. Before his comeback fights, like his bout with Lennox, Tyson still trained with an insane level of intensity, often pushing through injuries to prepare. He would spend hours on the mitts and the heavy bag, but age and injuries started to take their toll. Despite this, Tyson's work ethic never faltered. His love for the sport and desire to prove himself kept him grinding through some of the toughest camps of his life. Mike Tyson's training camps were not for the faint of heart. His brutal regimen, combined with his natural talent and sheer determination, turned him into one of the most feared fighters the world has ever seen. Whether it was in his prime or even later in his career, Tyson trained like a warrior, always with one goal in mind: total domination. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Mike Tyson's most brutal training camps, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below. What do you think made Tyson such an unstoppable force? Let's talk about it in the comments.